Namaskar. In the headlines today, SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant expedites production and supply of liquid medical oxygen. And safety review meet held at SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant.
SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant registers highest torpedo ladle life in India. And new computer lab set up in Deepika Ispat Shiksha Sadan, the free school of SAIL, RSP for underprivileged children.
Repair Shop Electrical Department Collective carries out critical repair and modification jobs, and Ispat General Hospital of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant playing a key role in tracing and treatment of COVID patients.
SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant steps up efforts to address COVID-19 challenges.
Now the news in detail. Living up to the unprecedented requirement of liquid medical oxygen, SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant, under the guidance of Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan, Honorable Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas and Steel, Government of India, has expedited production and supply of LMO to different states of the country. The oxygen plant of RSP has maximized the production of LMO and sending the tankers expeditiously. The department collectively has been ensuring smooth and efficient filling as well as dispatching of the vehicles loaded with the life-saving element. Mr. Deepak Chattaraj, CEO RSP, accompanied by Mr. Pankaj Kumar, ED Works, visited oxygen plant and interacted with the executives and employees of the department on 26 April 2021. Mr. A.K. Pradhan, CGM in charge services, Mr. A. Dashgupta, CGM Utilities and Environment, Ms. Asha Kartha, GM in charge oxygen plant, and other senior officers of oxygen plant were present on the occasion. 3 tankers containing the precious life-saving gas were dispatched in the presence of the CEO and other senior officers. It is worth mentioning here that as per the advice of Mr. Deepak Chattaraj, fire brigade vehicles are being deployed at the oxygen plant at the time of loading of oxygen to prevent any untoward incident. Commending the spirited effort of the team oxygen plant, the CEO said that riding on their performance, RSP has been able to provide critical support to the healthcare system at such a critical juncture when the nation is waging a brave battle against the pandemic. He urged upon them to strictly adhere to the safety norms as well as strictly adopt COVID-appropriate behaviors. It is worthwhile to mention that previously the LMO used to be dispatched only in the daytime, that is in general shift only. However, in view of the emergency in requirement and considering that the dispatch is primarily dependent on tanker availability, the loading and dispatch is nowadays taking place on round-the-clock basis. The employees of oxygen plant are enthusiastically coming forward in carrying out the yeoman service for the countrymen. Notably, in the month of April 2021, so far more than 2,100 tons of LMO has been supplied from Rourkela Steel Plant to Orissa and other states. The safety review meeting for the month of April 2021 was organized online at SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant on 24th April. Mr. Deepak Chattaraj, CEO RSP, presided over the meeting. Mr. Pankaj Kumar, ED Works, Mr. S.K. Behera, CGM in charge projects, Mr. P.K. Satpathy, CGM in charge P&A, Mr. C.R. Mahapatra, CGM in charge MM, and other senior officers, chief general managers, and head of the departments of RSP attended the meeting. Speaking on the occasion, the CEO commended the efforts of RSP Collective in making meaningful contribution at the time of COVID-19 by working relentlessly to supply the life-saving liquid medical oxygen to different parts of the country. With this regard, the CEO emphasized upon the need of special inspection of the oxygen plant and imparting the necessary education and training to the employees for safe handling of oxygen. Mr. Deepak Chattaraj also stressed upon the need of proactiveness on the part of Safety Engineering Department to bring about substantial improvement in overall safety performance of the plant. He urged all to strengthen the employee education initiatives and publicity to reinforce the behavioral safety and consolidate the safety culture within the organization. The CEO also called upon everyone to work toward healthy maintenance of the equipment by identifying and addressing the source and cause of the problem in advance to avoid any undue incident. He concluded by soliciting the support of one and all in combating the COVID situation by taking all possible precautions, keeping up the morale of the employees and adhering to the COVID guidelines to keep oneself and the plant safe and healthy. Mr. Kumar informed about the various initiatives taken to promote safety, especially the fire safety focusing on safe handling practices of inflammatory objects. During the meeting, presentations were made on the activities of fire services, occupational health and safety engineering by Mr. J.B. Patnaik, DGM Fire Services, Dr. T. Mishra, Additional CMO, OHSC, and Mr. A.K. Panda, GM, Safety Engineering Department, respectively. Focus was on safety aspects of oxygen plant, annual health checkup, and analysis of accidents. The CEO reviewed the actions taken pertaining to the points raised in the previous meeting. It was followed by an open house discussion in which various safety issues were discussed threadbare.
Excelling once again, SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant has registered a new national record in torpedo ladle life. The plant scripted this record by clocking life of 2,552 heats in torpedo ladle number 2 in a single campaign, surpassing the earlier best life of 2,407 heats achieved in November 2020. The torpedo ladle 2 started its campaign on 13th June 2018, and after handling 7,62,207 tons of hot metal, it was ultimately put down for debricking on 24th April 2021. The significant achievement was made possible because of the dedicated and coordinated efforts of Refractory Engineering Services and Blast Furnace Department. Notably, such high life in torpedo ladders could only be possible with the adoption of innovative lining pattern and maintenance practices by Refractory Engineering Department like metal, heel practice, window repair concept, modifications in heating cycle, online inspection and thermography, etc. As on date, 3 mid-repairs were carried out in the torpedo ladle in line with the scheduled maintenance plan. The endeavor ensured both tangible as well as intangible benefits in terms of enhanced torpedo ladle availability, better logistics, and reduced refractory consumption. The effort is one amongst many such initiatives being undertaken by the enterprising RSP collective to reduce cost of production and further improve techno-economics of the plant. A new computer lab has been made functional in Deepika Ispat Shiksha Sadan, the free school run by SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant for the underprivileged children staying in and around Rourkela Township. The school, being managed by Deepika Mahila Sangati, a leading philanthropic organization of the Steel City, has at present 675 students. The new computer lab is furnished with 10 fully equipped networked computers with remote classroom facility, a large 55-inch LED display screen, and internet connection along with required furniture, etc. As the students of the school are from BPL families or slums, they don't have ready access to computers at home, which is a drawback in the current scenario. The new computer lab will go a long way in getting them engaged in remote classes modes in small groups, learn programming for further vocational skill development, engage in web learning and interactive education modules. It is worth mentioning here that the students of the school are being provided with almost all educational materials, right from regular and winter uniforms to books, school bags and shoes, as well as nutritious midday meal free of cost. The students are in turn performing exceptionally well in both curricular as well as extracurricular activities. Its first batch of students appeared the Class 10 board examination conducted by Board of Secondary Education, Odisha in 2016, and since then the pass percentage of the school has been 100%.
The highly committed team of Repair Shop Electrical has been rendering valuable contributions to SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant RSP by carrying out several critical repair and maintenance jobs. The enthusiastic and upbeat employees of the department have successfully carried out many complex jobs, thereby bringing in substantial savings for the company. The efforts have also helped the user departments enhance their performance and effectiveness. In the year 2020-21, a major initiative of the department is the successful introduction of VVSF drive in various machines of structural and fabrication shop and mechanical shop for easy control and operation of machines. The department has repaired the 33 kV by 385V 24 MVA LHF transformers of SMS2. Besides, the collective also reconditioned 6 138 kW and 147 kW DC meal screw down motors of plate mill. The enterprising job carried out with all internal resources saved substantial cash outflow for the company. In a similar effort, the employees of Repair Shop Electrical successfully overhauled the 200 kW synchronous motor for mixer agitator of sintering plant 3. The permanent magnet synchronous motor was dismantled for the first time. The collective, using their skills and expertise, overhauled the motor, which was a very challenging job. The motor was tested and commissioned at the site. The effort ensured a huge saving for the company, as a new spare motor would have cost approximately Rs 80 lakhs. Apart from that, RSE also repaired and overhauled of total 1,344 numbers of motors in the last fiscal. The department has been making consistent efforts to optimize its contribution in the growth and progress of RSP. Since the advent of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant RSP has been playing a key role in tracing and treating the people impacted with the virus. When the second wave of COVID-19 hit the steel city in April 2021, the steel plant has further strengthened its healthcare net by adding and modifying numerous facilities. Since last year, a special 15-bed SARI ICU facility adorned with ventilators is functioning in the Ispat General Hospital. Keeping in view the surge in the COVID-19 cases, 2 more wards were promptly developed as COVID wards so as to accommodate more patients, thereby increasing the total bed count in IGH for COVID patients to 128. Employees, their family members as well as non-entitled patients are availing treatment in these facilities. In the current spell of the pandemic, more than 180 persons have returned home after complete recovery. Under the guidance of the Honorable Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas and Steel, Shri Dharmendra Pradhan, and in collaboration with the state government, a virology lab and a plasma bank are functioning in the hospital. The virology lab carrying out RT-PCR test has been instrumental in containing the pandemic with quick detection of the disease. Apart from providing the results quickly, the first of its kind lab in the region also reduced the load on the testing labs of Bhubaneswar. At present, more than 500 samples are being tested per day in this lab, and plans are afoot to increase the same to 1,000 samples per day. To reduce the recent rush for RT-PCR testing, a second sample collection center has started operation at the new OPD building only for the employees and their family members, keeping in view the emphasis on instant detection of COVID patients. Rapid antigen tests are also being conducted in the hospital. The plasma bank, which was also first of its kind in the region with a capacity of 400 units, too has been useful in saving lives of many critically ill patients. When the COVID-19 vaccination commenced in the country, IGH came forward and set up a vaccination center for both entitled as well as non-entitled persons. With the rise in the number of people for vaccination, another vaccination booth was set up at the new OPD only for employees and their family members. When the country is going through one of the severest health crises in its history, the doctors, nurses, paramedics, as well as all the supporting executives and employees of Ispat General Hospital are leaving no stone unturned in serving the humanity around.
52.5 tons of liquid medical oxygen LMO was dispatched in 4 tankers from SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant, in a rake of Oxygen Express in the morning of 30th April 2021 for Haryana. This was for the first time that Oxygen Express of Indian Railways was used for dispatch of LMO from Rourkela. Under the guidance of Honorable Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas and Steel, Sri Dharmendra Pradhan, the steel plant has mobilized its resources and optimized production of LMO so as to serve the nation as well as humankind. In the current month, RSP has dispatched more than 2,700 tons of LMO by road to states like Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana and Gujarat, apart from fulfilling the requirements of Odisha for treatment of COVID patients. Steadfast in its commitment to strengthen the battle of the country with the COVID pandemic, SAIL RSP is consistently supplying LMO to various parts of the country. Since April 2020, more than 9,500 tons of LMO has been supplied from Rourkela Steel Plant. Speaking in this regard, Mr. Deepak Chatra, CEO RSP, says,
under the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi ji, and guidance of our Honorable Minister of PNG and Steel, Sri Dharmendra Pradhan ji, SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant is putting utmost importance on production and timely dispatch of liquid medical oxygen. We at Rourkela Steel Plant feel honored that we have been able to serve the country and the humanity by making LMO available to the critically ill patients. Rourkela Steel Plant has so far dispatched more than 2,700 tons of LMO to 10 states in the current month. Today, the first rake, consisting of 4 tankers filled with 52.5 tons of LMO, was dispatched from Rourkela through the Oxygen Express operated by Indian Railways. The tankers will go to Haryana. We are thankful to Indian Railways for the help extended in this noble initiative. We are also thankful to Government of Odisha for developing Green Corridor for road dispatch. We will continue to render every possible support to our nation to combat the COVID-19 pandemic.
With the rapid rise in the number of COVID positive cases in Rourkela and nearby places, Rourkela Steel Plant has stepped up its efforts to address the challenges. As per the direction of Sri Dharmendra Pradhan, Honorable Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas and Steel, the ICU facility of the new super specialty hospital of RSP is now being used for treatment of critically ill COVID patients with the help of district administration. Process is on for procuring new ventilators on a war footing so that the number of ventilators can be enhanced to at least 100. Identification, isolation and treatment of COVID impacted persons and contact tracing is going on in full swing in RSP. Apart from the 2 testing centers running in Ispat General Hospital and Sector 6 Hospital, another testing center has been opened exclusively for employees and their family members at the new OPD of IGH. Besides, antigen testing is being carried out in different sectors on rotation basis. To facilitate quick flow of information and lessen the mental and physical stress of the employees, the COVID test reports of employees as well as dependents are being made available online in the employee zone of RSP portal. The 108-bed COVID care center of RSP meant for employees and their family members has now been equipped with round-the-clock oxygen supply and medical attention. Besides, various quarantine facilities have also been developed in the township. Apart from the 3 vaccination centers being operated by RSP with the help of district administration at IGH, Sector 22 Hospital and Sector 6, another vaccination booth has been set up at the new OPD of IGH for employees and the dependents. A system has also been introduced to provide the fitness certificates to the employees online after their recovery from COVID. When the challenges thrown by COVID-19 are increasing day by day, SAIL RSP is also proactively stepping up its efforts simultaneously to extend every possible help to employees, their dependents and the people of Rourkela. As far as possible, stay safe, stay healthy. That's all for the news today. Namaskar.